Okay, so I saw that the Boston Celtics guard Isaiah Thomas's sister died in a car crash the day before his first playoff game, and this raised a number of flags for me. First of all, his father is also named Isaiah Thomas, and he was a famous, great basketball player from my generation, from years ago when I used to play basketball. Then his father ran the basketball operations for the New York Knicks, so he has been iconic and somebody who's a player, a big money person, somebody in a controlling position. And he won a number of NBA championships. His son Isaiah had a breakout year, an all-star considered for a most valuable player, and his Boston Celtics are the number one team in the East. And there was a lot of things that were involved in this story, a lot of elements that fit other patterns that many people in the truth community believe are Illuminati blood sacrifices. So I would like to acknowledge that maybe the official story is true, because I've talked about this in the past. This is speculation, but it fits a series of patterns. This channel's about pattern recognition. I've covered this before. So let me just read what happens here. You can see the car crash, and I'll talk about the various patterns that are there that we've seen in previous instances that seem to be Illuminati blood sacrifices. This is from KIRO 7, Channel 7 in Seattle. NBA star Isaiah Thomas' sister killed in Federal 105 accident. And it says China Thomas. Now, her name is spelled China, very similar to the way that China's name is spelled. The wrestler China, who died basically a year ago. So that's immediately, well, this is a young woman, a 22-year-old woman, who spells her name like China spelled her name, and it appeared to be blood sacrificed last year at the same time as Prince. So that's one pattern that it fits in with. And it says this. The wreck occurred around 5 a.m. on southbound Interstate 5 near, doesn't matter. Witness reported that the car, a 1998 Toyota Camry, was being driven totally normally at first. All of a sudden, it started to drift very casually on the left shoulder. The car traveled about 50 feet, partially off the roadway, until it hit a Jersey barrier, then vaulted the vehicle head-on into a signpost. And then it goes on to say this. China Thomas's Facebook page lists her as a package handler for Federal Express and a former student at Tacoma School of Arts. All right, so first of all, the car has been used in there's been strong evidence that there has been blood sacrifices to Bill Cosby's son, who was carjacked and murdered. Again, a millionaire person here. That guy, he acted in the Fast and Furious movies. I can't remember his name. Somebody will put it in the comments. But he had a very bizarre accident where he drove his car into something like a pole, and it seemed like it just wasn't possible. Paul Walker was his name. And I covered that because there was a lot of bizarre things. I can't remember all of them, but it was, I think, maybe 2 years ago. And they've just released Fast and Furious 8 version of that series this weekend. And then here's another celebrity possible blood sacrifice. And then there was Michael Jordan's father, who was sleeping at a restaurant and a rest stop, and he was murdered in a car-related blood sacrifice. And then last year, Anton Yelchin, who was part of the 27 Club, and he was getting his mail at 1:30 in the morning, and his SUV shifted out of park, came down his driveway that was on a hill, and crushed him between him and his mailbox, which seemed highly suspicious on lots of levels. And so there's this woman named China, a 22-year-old woman. They're basically hinting that she probably fell asleep. I mean, that's when the car slowly veers off to the side of the embankment. They're saying, well, this woman was driving and she possibly fell asleep. Now it's 5 in the morning, and if she wasn't drunk, then why is she sleepy at that time of the morning? I mean, there's lots of questions just in the story itself because she's driving a 1998 Toyota, and her dad is I mean, hundreds of millions of dollars, and her brother obviously is very wealthy as well. And so I wonder where why she's driving a car that is almost 20 years old. And so you think about this, that almost implies that she is expendable. Now, of course, she could have fell asleep, and this could be just one of those events. This happens. People fall asleep on the highway, and yet there's this pattern involving cars and celebrity deaths and celebrity blood sacrifices of relatives. That's a narrative. And usually these things happen before a big event in the celebrity's life. In this case, it's the day before the playoffs. Isaiah Thomas has a breakout year, and all of a sudden, his sister pops up dead at this epic time, and her name is exactly the same as China's name, and China was blood sacrificed just basically a year ago. So you think about this and the whole Caitlyn Jenner thing, and that what seemed to be some sort of a car sacrifice right before Bruce Jenner had his epic interview. So there are similar patterns here. We've seen this before, and again, there's a lot of red flags. Of course, it could have been what they're saying. She just was up too early or whatever, 5 in the morning, and was sleepy. Who knows? But based on what I know, I should put all of these videos into a playlist because I've done videos about Paul Walker, Michael Jordan, and China, and multiple videos about Prince. And so there's lots of questions about, and even I did a video about Bill Cosby's son. And all of these are very questionable. The stories, what's the so-called legitimate stories about their deaths seem to be highly unlikely. I'll see if I have a blood sacrifice playlist already. And that was not one of my goals in life, to have a video channel and have blood sacrifice videos listed in it. But I'll try to put those all in a playlist and leave a link in the description box. It's Paul Romano reporting from the apocalypse. Everybody have a blessed day.